Hello students, welcome to this video lesson on the volume supernode part 4. We're going to be looking at triangular prisms. So let's have a look at this model here. So we have, if we look at it from the top or the bottom, we can see that there is a triangular face there. So we're going to consider that the base of the prism. Now when I say the base of the prism, I don't want you to confuse that with the base of the triangle. Okay, so as we've done in the previous tutorials, let's start with method 1. So in method 1, we have to focus on the base of the prism. So I just drew a little diagram. It's always nice to draw a little diagram of the base. We have a triangle here. So we know how to calculate the area of a triangle. So hopefully you can stay with me or get a little bit ahead of me. So area of a triangle equals base times height divided by 2. We know that from our area unit. All right, let's write down what we know. We know that the base of this triangle here is 4 centimeters. And remember, in a triangle, the height has to meet the base at a 90-degree angle. That's why we see this 90 degrees, a perpendicular symbol here. So the height is 3 centimeters. Substitution line, area equals 4 times 3, base times height, but don't forget to divide by 2. A lot of people forget this step. This is very important because if you don't divide by 2, you're actually calculating for area of a parallelogram or a rectangle, aren't you? All right, so let's calculate the numerator. 4 times 3 is 12, and that's divided by 2. And then we could come down to our calculation line. 12 divided by 2 is 6 centimeters squared. Now remember, this is area, so it's centimeters squared. We don't need a therefore statement because, as you know by now, method 1 has 2 separate steps. So now let's focus on the height of this prism. So let's look here. It looks like a piece of cake, doesn't it? So we have 3 layers of this base. So we have 3 centimeters. So you know that in method 1, the formula has always been volume equals area of the base times the height of that prism. So let's write down what we know. Well, we know that the area of the base, which we just calculated, is 6 centimeters squared. We know that the height right here is 3 layers. There are 3 layers of that base layer. So that's 3 centimeters. This should be, sorry. So here we go. Substitution line. Volume equals 6 centimeters squared, which is the area of the base, times 3 centimeters, which is the height of that prism. And then our calculation line, 6 times 3 is 18. And then remember, our units are centimeters and it has to be cubed because it's a volume question. So we write our conclusion statement. Therefore, the volume of this prism is 18 centimeters cubed. Okay, so method 1 should be very familiar to you now. So now let's go on to method 2. Let's go straight to calculating the volume without calculating the area. Now remember, method 1 is very helpful when you're only given or you're already given the area of the base. But in method 2, we don't know the area of the base. So we have a new formula here. Volume of a triangular prism equals base times height divided by 2. So that's our area of a triangle, right? That's up here. And then we're going to multiply it by the height. Not the height of the triangle, but the height of the prism. So this is where you have to really understand what the heights are referring to. This height is the height of the triangle. This height is the height of the prism. So I'm just going to write a little note here. Maybe it would help you as well. So this is height of the prism. Okay? All right. So let's write down what we know. So the base of the triangle is 4 centimeters. And we know that because there's a little diagram up here. The height of the triangle is 3 centimeters. And the height of the prism is, we look back here, 3 layers. It has 3 layers, so we have 3 centimeters. Now I just put these little letters here, these little codes, just so that we know what they mean. This is base of the triangle, height of the triangle, height of the prism. So now let's put everything in. Let's substitute everything that we know into our formula. So we have bracket here. So we have the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle divided by 2 times the height of the prism, which is 3. Okay. So let's work on the numerator in the bracket first. Well, 4 times 3 is 12. And then we have that divided by 2 times 3. Now, you can divide this by 2 right now because they're all in the brackets, or you can multiply the numerators and then divide by 2. So how about we just calculate the bracket first? 12 divided by 2, because if we're to follow the rules of BEMSA, then we have to finish the bracket. So let's do that. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and then we're left with 6 times 3. So let me give myself a little bit more room here. All right, so let's go down to the next line. Volume equals 6 times 3 is 18. The units we were using were centimeters, and because it's volume, it has to be to the power of 3. Therefore, the volume of this prism is 18 centimeters cubed. And again, this answer should match this answer because we use 2 different methods to find the volume of the same prism. I hope that makes sense, and thanks for watching all of these videos on the volume supernote. Bye.